Everyone remembers Jordan, Gretzky, Montana, Jeter. This isn't about them. This is about the other guys. No Hall of Famers, no MVPs. This is the unheralded. And we're telling you, don't forget about Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland. 6'3" point guard out of DePaul. Played 17 years in the NBA from 1988 to 2005. Best known for his handles and bringing the New York swagger to the game. Brian, tell me, first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name Rod Strickland.
Yeah, well, the first thing is the New York point guards. I mean, the New York City point guards that just molded basketball in the late 80s and early 90s. And then obviously, so catchy, the Raekwon lyric, Sickening made him jump like Rod Strickland. He'll forever live on in hip-hop legacy. That was on like Wu-Tang's best-selling album with their #1 single, and it was the very last line of the best song on the album. He'll live on forever for that.
One of the most epic songs of all, from the beginning, when that song first dropped, just the way it dropped, the way it kicked off. One of the best beginning intros ever to that outro. I mean, if we're being honest, that Raekwon line is probably the first thing that comes to most people's minds when they think of Rod Strickland. But look, he was one of those guys in a long line of New York City point guards that he carried on the legacy. He fit the mold of everything you'd expect from those New York guards. Yeah. And, man, he was a heck of a player.
Yeah, he was. Bronx, New York. Tough. Handle, highly regarded, well respected. Until you actually said the number, I didn't realize how many years he actually played in the NBA. Because I mean, we'll probably get into it, but I don't think that the numbers are really there. But like the longevity is. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. Not many people have that long of an NBA career.
Really, really long career. So, speaking of a long career. This is going to be a long list, so let's kick it off by guessing the teams.
Guess the teams.
Can you guess every team that Rod Strickland played
No,
on?
At the end, there's just too many. But I mean, obviously, he got drafted into such an amazing situation because he got drafted to his hometown team in New York for the Knicks, and he got to be an understudy to Mark Jackson, another New York City point guard. And they, to this day, I know that they have the utmost respect for each other. But so from New York, San Antonio, he got to play with David Robinson. I believe they won a championship there. He ended up in Portland, where he had some really good years in Portland. And then from there, it was like, Phoenix. No, he had some good years in Charlotte, too. I think he had 2 stints in Charlotte. It goes on. He did play for Seattle. I'm going to say Seattle, 2 times Charlotte. Phoenix.
I think I can jump in and just ready. I can just give you the
that
buzzer.
bad? Was that far off?
He was
Boston. No. Go ahead.
Drafted by New York. All right, only played 1.5 seasons there, which is a freaking shame. He only played 1.5 seasons in New York, but
with 2 point guards.
Traded to San Antonio, traded for Mo Cheeks. 3 seasons with the Spurs, 5 seasons with Portland, 5 seasons with Washington, and then bounced around between Miami, Minnesota, Orlando, Toronto, and Houston.
No Hornets.
Not that I could find.
Okay.
I'm not the all. I'm
probably screwing him up with
another. Mistaken.
Another amazing New York City point guard that ended up in Charlotte.
Now there was a player. Next episode, there was a player who had 2 stints with the Hornets.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's a tough one, man. Like you said, a really long career.
Yeah.
And bounced around at the end. So speed round. How many All-Star games did he make?
Probably not a lot. I'm going to say 2. No. He didn't make it with the Knicks. He didn't make it with San Antonio. He probably made it with Portland once. Once with Portland. Damn, son.
Rod Strickland did not make an All-Star team.
Not once in his career.
He did not make an All-Star team. Now, he spent a lot of years in the West.
Yeah.
with Gary Payton and John Stockton and a lot of other point guards who had, a lot of success. But I was surprised he didn't make at least one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so All-NBA. How many All-NBA teams did he make?
You can't make the All-Star team. You don't make maybe like a second team All-NBA once.
I'm trying to give you there you go. There's the bell. So, crazy thing, he did not make an All-Star game, but he was second team All-NBA in 1997-98 with Washington.
With Washington?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, so did he win a championship?
San Antonio for sure. With the Admiral. No? What?
I figured I'd jump in and save you.
Well, thanks for
save
that.
you the rest of your time there. No, he went to the playoffs 11 times, but only made it out of the first round twice.
Wow.
He did put up some numbers in the playoffs, especially with Portland. Right, in the 94 playoffs, he averaged 23 and 10. Mm-hmm. In the 95 playoffs, he averaged 23 and 12. So he did his thing, but the teams did not advance very far. Okay, what was Rod Strickland's nickname?
Strick. Everybody called him Strick.
That's what I knew him as, but also apparently Hot Rod, which makes sense.
Hot Rod Williams was Hot Rod.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but Hot Rod makes sense.
Okay.
All right, so time for some stats. Can you guess his career high in points in a single game? Within 5.
I don't think he's in a 50-point club. Probably somewhere in the 42.
You just hit it within 5. He scored 37 points with Washington in 1998.
He never made 40.
Never made 40. 37 points. He also had 10 assists that game. If you look at the amount of double-doubles he had, the amount of high assist games, there you go. He was one of those New York City point guards that he could definitely score, but he was a pass-first guy. I think there's a lot of players that kind of went back and forth between shoot first, pass first. As talented as he was, I always felt like he was kind of pass first. So
in a flashy way too, not like a Stockton like efficient way, like those no look dimes. Yeah.
So with that said, can you guess his career high in assists? Single game.
It's got to be like not quite 20, but like high 17, something like that.
I'm gonna give you the bell for that one because you're within 3. You said not quite 20, but he actually had 20 assists in the game 3 different times.
No kidding.
19 twice, 18 twice. He had a lot of really high assist games.
You know how hard that is to do in the NBA? Especially in the time where guards were expected to score. He just ushered in that scoring guard core. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players that you might see they had one outlier game. Right? They might have a bunch of, 15 and 16 assists in one game. He had a lot of 20s, 19s, 8. Like, he had a lot of high assist games. It wasn't a flash in the pan. So, he averaged 13 and 7 for his career, but at his peak, he was around 18 or 19 points per game, along with 9 or 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals per game. I mean, he filled up the stat sheet.
This has got to be Washington, right? I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he actually led the league in assists one year. And he did. Okay, so how the heck do you not make the All-Star team when you lead the league? Well, actually, we're probably going to get into this and the professional aspect of the NBA and what people expected of him versus what they got. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, really, really solid point guard numbers. I mean, he did it all. Like points, assists, a lot of rebounds for a point guard. He was getting steals and playing defense. And the whole time, he also shot a very good percentage, consistently shooting a good percentage. I don't know what else you can ask for. Okay, so time for the cherry pick stat of the day.
Cherry picked stat.
As you alluded to, Rod Strickland led the league in total assists and assists per game in 1997-1998. He averaged 10.5 assists per game. Did not make the All-Star team, but that was his All-NBA second team season. So was recognized for his play at the end of that year.
Okay. Washington or Portland?
97-98, I believe that was Washington.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that again because, like I said, we're going partly off of memory and partly off of some,
well, I'm thinking
half-baked research here.
He had Weber and Juwan Howard in their, young. We're talking young Juwan Howard, not Miami Heat Juwan Howard. Like Howard and Weber in their prime in Washington. I mean, that you should rack up some assists.
Yeah. Did you know?
Did you know?
Now, the Knicks drafted him, but they did not use their own draft pick. Did you know they drafted him with a pick they received from Chicago in a trade for one Mr. Charles Oakley?
No, kid, I did not know that. Well, I did know that he was not thrilled, unbelievably so, not thrilled to be drafted by the Knicks. Can you believe that? He thought he had some sort of guarantee to go out west somewhere. I want to say Seattle or something like that. And then when the Knicks picked him, he was kind of like, oh, all right, I'll take it.
Because he thought he was going to go earlier?
Yeah. He thought he was going to go earlier to, I believe it was Seattle. And it didn't work out the way he thought it was going to work out. But, yeah.
Listen, I mean, he definitely went later than he should have based on his career and based on how he played and what he put up. So that's a little glimpse back into the playing days of Rod Strickland. Tell me what's going on with him today.
Yeah, so Rod Strickland is a head coach at Long Island University back in New York, not necessarily New York City, but Long Island's right out there. He had his heart set on being like a GM, being on the business side in the basketball world. But I guess LIU made him an offer he couldn't refuse, so he hopped in. Hasn't seen a whole lot of success early. I know they had some losing records, but you gotta work your way up. Rod Strickland, he's been on the podcast circuit lately.
Okay.
He's been going around. I had the opportunity to listen to him speak a little bit, and one of the things he spoke about was the past and some things that he wishes he could change, but it is what it is. Everything leads to where you are now, and his the professionalism that he did not display is something that haunts him to this day.
Really?
Because we were talking about how how do you lead the league in assists but you don't make the All-Star team, right? And it's because of maybe off the court antics, could have been maybe some work ethic stuff, could have been the way when you come from the Bronx, New York, and then you get a bunch of money thrown at you, you don't automatically become a professional. You don't automatically become a businessman. And he just kind of latched on to the people that he was comfortable with and the personality and the lifestyle he was comfortable with. And I found it really humbling to listen to him speak about how if he can go back and be a little bit more professional in his playing days, how successful he may have been.
Really?
Because when you get outside of like the New York City circle, everybody knows. You talk about New York City point guards, he's right there on the list, right? But when you take him out of that fraternity and you just talk about NBA point guards, not a lot of people are name dropping, except for Raekwon, are name dropping Rod Strickland.
Right.
And I think a lot of that has to do with some unmet potential. Whereas if he had carried himself in a different manner, he may have reached a certain plateau that he didn't get to. And he knows that. And to hear him speak about it, this is not me talking down at him. This is me observing the conversations that he has. And I found that really, fulfilling to hear him talk about it that way. Like he knows, he acknowledges it. He's like, whatever happened, I think he had some hand injuries. He broke his hand from being in fights, and he had like a DUI, and those things really held him back from where he could have been. So now, not only is he a head coach in the NCAA, but he's kind of spreading knowledge to some of the younger folks on how maybe you should carry yourself, because it has consequences in the long term. So, shout out to Rod Strickland for being a voice of reason for maybe a young generation that needs to hear it.
Yeah, man, that's great. That's great stuff. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Thinking back, obviously, our memories are what they are, right? But I don't remember a lot of the any negative stories or reputation about him
Pre-social media.
Days. Yeah, I remember him being a really talented player who was kind of stuck on some teams that weren't always in the best situation to compete necessarily. So when we talk about not living up to what the potential could have been, I saw that mostly just in terms of the situations he kind of found himself in. I think if he was on some different teams, that he definitely had the skill set and like the aptitude that he could have brought some of those teams pretty far into the playoffs. I don't remember a lot of those other stories, but that's great to hear that, he's taking his experiences and he's trying to help current players learn from some mistakes that he felt like, hey, if I could do things over again, learn from me. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite time of the podcast. We talk about early, late, or on time. So I just kind of gave you a little bit of my take. I'll go first here, where I think Rod Strickland came into the league. I mean, the era he played in, I think, was kind of the right time for him. He came in right at that era where a lot of those New York City point guards were just like kind of setting the mold for that time. But the only thing I have to say is, man, I wish he spent 10 more years on the Knicks as a Knicks fan personally.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I feel like if the era was right, but the teams that he was on were not right. What do you say?
No, I would agree with that. You know, I think we're on the same page there. I think he kind of ushered in or helped usher in that dynamic point guard who's, you know, selling tickets because people want to come see him. I mean, he came with high accolades. He didn't have an outstanding college career, but the reputation he built in high school in New York City, people wanted to see him play. And, you know, he did his thing at DePaul. He got drafted to the NBA, and it just, you know, for him, it didn't quite pan out the way that I think that a lot of people thought it would, but he still had a great career, and that's why we're here talking about him.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Any final closing thoughts?
No. Sickening made him jump like Rod Strickland.
Listen, famous last words. All right. That was Rod Strickland. This was The Unheralded. We will see you guys next time.